Return to sender, address unknown. No such number, no such zone. I said I'm sorry, but my letter keep coming back. And then I looked at the postman. He was in Tennessee. Bright and early next morning, he gave my letter right back to me. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Movie Reviews with Elvis. And I hope you all are doing very good during these turbulent times with the coronavirus. Stay safe, wash your hands, stay home, watch a movie, have a good time. Whatever you want to do, just, be safe. And welcome to another episode of Movie Show with Elvis. And today we will be reviewing a very prominent 1990s actioneer, Speed, with Keanu Reeves. You know what? This movie, interestingly enough, I should say, it started off as a Die Hard clone. Look, if you don't believe me, look no further than Rupert Murdoch of Fox. This bigwig, Murdoch, said, well, if Die Hard in a building works so well, why don't we make Die Hard in a bus? And that was the seedling of Speed, In this movie, to anyone who's seen this movie, they understand, this is much, much more than a Die Hard clone. It's not even a Die Hard clone. It morphed into its own thing, And Keanu Reeves plays this guy from the bomb squad. What's his name again? Jack Travarin. I can't even remember what his name is. You also got the guy from Dumb and Dumber. What's his name again? The guy who played Harry. Jeff Daniels. He plays his buddy. And he tells him one part in the movie that he ain't always going to be there to back him up. So he's kind of like his mentor, if you will, older brother or something. And he does a good job. And ironically, we're talking about Dumb and Dumber. He's called Harry in this movie. And, I don't know what came out first, this or Dumb and Dumber. I think they might have come out in the same year, this a little before, or no, Dumb and Dumber first. I don't know. But it's just kind of funny that he's got the same name, like Jim Carrey being in another movie at the same year or so, or around the same time, circa the same time, and they call him Lloyd. But anyway, to this movie, this is a very entertaining movie. It's very well done. The script, it's very gripping, What's interesting about this movie is it's more like, the premise of the bomb on the bus. Okay, that's one movie. That's enough to be the riveting premise of one movie. But there are like two mini movies within the movie that have, a different story, It's all woven into the same story, but it's like two mini movies. There's the SWAT stuff in the beginning with Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels. And then at the end, there's the stuff on the subway at the end. And very well done movie, And this is before The Matrix, And I'm not sure if Keanu Reeves was doing a lot of actioneers back then. I know he did Point Break. I like that. That was probably about 4 or 5 years before this, I'm guessing. Way before The Matrix, very well done movie. Very well done movie. And last but not the least, I think it was Gene Siskel, and I'm not sure. He once said that a movie is only as strong as its villain. And Dennis Hopper, he really shines in this movie. He plays such an incorrigible psychopath, sociopath. Payne is his name. Howard Payne, I think. And I think he's missing a thumb, too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if that happened with his skirmish with Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels in the beginning when he blew himself up, But supposedly, that's not really a spoiler. I don't think it's really, but, I was a little reluctant to say it, but I think it's okay. But anyway, he shines in this role, Dennis Hopper, he is just like the consummate psychopath in a movie. He is just a bad guy. And he's funny, too, Every bad guy or villain should be a little funny, I think, every movie or show, let's let this bad guy have a sense of humor, even in the Terminator movies, I think some of the bad Terminators kind of had senses of humor a little bit. But anyway, he does a phenomenal job. He's up there with Alan Rickman. It's the bad guy in Die Hard. He's just one of the best. The creme de la creme of bad guys. You got Dennis Hopper in this movie. And very well done movie. I recommend it. It's Sandra Bullock. Yeah, she did a good job too. Very good. It's Annie, this lady that can't drive. And there's a few cheesy parts in the movie too, admittedly, but that makes me even like it, It's got the synthesizer, which was very common in the 80s, kind of in the 90s too, kind of like a Michael Mann synthesizer sound to it, which is pretty cool. And there's just some scenes that are kind of cheesy, but I like anyway, Actually, it makes me like them more. Like there was a part where one guy was on the bus or something, and he said something like, "I got a wife." And then a guy said, "Well, so what? If you got a wife and I do too, does that make you better than me or something?" And it just sounded real cheesy, It sounded like inorganic dialogue, but I liked it. It was funny. So anyway, yeah, I give Speed a rating of 10 out of 10, 4 stars out of 4, because it does everything it's supposed to do in an action movie, And in fact, it surpasses expectations. Everybody involved is fantastic, and Speed is a wonderful movie.